Hey guys, I'm Rob Tatro. Welcome to another episode of The Running Journey. This is episode 157 for, what are we, Thursday, February 19th. This is a fun one because we bring in a guy who was there right from the beginning, took me and Charlie through our first Ironman. And since then, the guy's just been running everywhere. He's done 15 Ironman. This year, he is doing all major marathons. He's one of only 35 Canadians that has done every World Star Major, and I think he's one of very, very few Manitobans, probably the only one that's done them all twice. He's about to get his third go at that this year. He is running Tokyo with me in a week and a half. He's got some goals this year. He's still trying to break the elusive 3-hour marathon. But more importantly, this guy is one of those guys that just loves doing big races. He goes out, he talks about his calendar for this year, and Charlie and I are both just laughing through the whole thing because there's a lot on the docket for this guy. All 6 majors, he's doing an Ironman, he's doing some ultras, he's doing just anything and everything that this guy sees, he signs up for, and he does. He's a beauty in that way. He's also very, very kind, and he's almost too nice to Charlie and I, but we love this guy. We've known him for a while. We've talked about him in the past. The episode is with Dwayne "The Rock" Wheeler. It is a kind of a two component to this episode. First off, we talk a bit about him and his journey, but then we also talk a bit about Tokyo, our goals, what we want to do, what the likelihood is of me breaking 3. I'm going to let you in on a little secret, guys. I'm confident, and maybe I shouldn't be because I've barely run in the last month, but who knows? I think I can do it. And the crazy part is at the end of this episode, I pressed stop record. I ended the recording and we ended up talking for another half hour. That's how much this guy loves talking about running and how much Charlie and I love talking to this guy about running. We just could have talked to him forever, and we do. So beautiful episode, fun episode. Charlie and I shooting the breeze with Dwayne "The Rock" Wheeler, episode 157 of The Running Journey. Enjoy, guys. It is a good one. All right, welcome, guys. We got another guest today, and this guest is awesome. I've known him for a while. I've talked about him on the show. Charlie and I have met him a few times. We've run with him a bunch of times. We've done events. We've done Ironman together. We've done marathons together. He's a guy who is kind of living the life that I think would love to lead running-wise. He's done so many marathons, Ironmans, triathlons all over the world, and he continues to do that. In a week and a half, he's going to Tokyo. Dwayne "The Rock" Wheeler, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Rob and Charlie.
I don't know, the Rock Wheeler. I kind of made that up a while ago, but I'm sticking with it. It's what I do. I stick with nicknames even if people don't like them. But you are running Tokyo in 2 weeks, but you're not just running Tokyo this year. You got a whole bunch of goals that you want to do this year. I do want to hear about your running journey. So maybe I've known you, Charlie and I did, I met you first, I think, at Des Moines, right? You were in Des Moines with me?
Yeah, you, me, and Travis did Des Moines.
Yeah, and then we did Houston together.
Texas the next year, yeah.
Yeah, and then you've also done, so how many Ironman have you done then?
I'll be doing 15 this year, so I've done 14.
This will be a 15, wow. And
15, that's crazy. So I remember my first one in Texas. You were there, Dwayne.
Yeah.
And thank God Dwayne
was there. For us, for me anyways, it was like there were so many things to think about. And you were there and you were so calm. So that was really good. I remember that. So
yeah, more than just calm, knowledgeable, and you helped us out with our bodies.
Oh yeah. But I mean, he was calm because he knew everything, what to do, right? So yeah. That was great.
Go ahead, Dwayne. I interrupted you. You were going to say?
No, I was just going to say, yeah, when I saw you guys in 2023, when we did Texas there, it was just I loaded up all the bikes and drove down there. So you and Travis and could all, do the race and stuff like that. But yeah, it was just I hate saying that you guys were just such newbies back then, but it was just, it was hard to believe what you guys started with then and to what you're doing now is just amazing. So I've been following along for those last 3 years.
Thank you. I got to tell this story too. At the dinner, where were we when we had the dinner when my dad was there? we were in that little room. Was that in Houston?
Yeah, that was in Texas.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was in Charlie. You were there for
Travis
that?
was there, and
Trav was
yeah,
there,
it was some
and
kind of like
we had our own little room there.
barbecue. I don't know what
Yeah.
it was, but yeah.
I remember that night at dinner, we started talking about world championships, Ironman. And you're the one who knew all the details. You're like, world championships, here's how it works. Cause I had done one Ironman. Charlie was preparing for his first one. Like I don't know, we kind of had no clue. And you said, well, here's the different ways you can qualify. And fill me in, where are you at now with qualifying for worlds? And is it like, it's 12, right? And you're
Yeah, the legacy program is you have to have a history of 12 years and 12 Ironmans.
Okay. So
you
like
can't
one per
do
year.
Yeah, basically before they changed it, you could do 10, and you could have that's what I was hoping for. I was doing 10. I did 10 in like 5 years, or 9 and 10, 5 years or something like that. But then they changed it in my last year. So now you have to have a history from 12 years. It doesn't have to be consecutive, but then you have to do 12 years. So my first one was in 2013. So I got into the legacy program last year, and I had 14 Ironmans now. So I'm just waiting for my slot to open up in Kona. So I'm hoping for 2027. I think that's maybe when I'll get in.
That's awesome. That's
Oh,
that's so cool.
congratulations. So you're in now, is what you're saying.
I've been accepted into the legacy program. I'm just waiting for a slot to open up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they open up X many slots per year for people who have completed the legacy program, and they go down the list, I would imagine.
But I heard through the grapevine that you're potentially doing Ironman Jacksonville next year, unrelated.
I'm in 2025. I'm doing Ironman Jacksonville, yeah, and then so I basically, to keep my status active, I have to do an Ironman a year kind of thing. So I did Ottawa last year. I'm doing Jacksonville this year, and I'm hoping in 2027 I'll do Kona. So that means I'll have to do another Ironman sometime in the spring. So I'll probably do Ottawa again, maybe in July, but that's about it.
Are Ironmans for you kind of a chore at this point, Dwayne, or like, okay, so they are, so you just take it easy?
They are very much a chore for me at this point. Like, unlike you, Charlie, I'm not a very good biker. Like I came at this from a biking perspective. Like I used to cycle to work every day, 22 kilometers round trip and stuff like that. And I love biking, but now I just absolutely hate biking. And my focus now is running. As soon as I'm done Kona, I'm like selling all of my tri gear, and I'm going concentrating on marathons from now on.
You're like me.
Yeah, like I can do 4-hour Ironman marathons, but for me, like a bike is like 7.5 hours. So it's just such a chore now. The training is such a chore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of training.
But I mean, you still have put up some very good times for Ironman.
Yeah, like I'm never going to get into Kona like qualifying. Like my best time was I think 12:04 or something like that. And as I'm getting closer to 60, like I said, I'm not really, like last year I swam 8,900 meters, and that was it, like 3 times before doing Ottawa. And this year I don't plan on swimming at all. So I'm just do my 1 hour 20, 1 hour 30 swim, and then I'm happy with that, and do my 6.5, 7 hour bike, and then do my run. So I'm just doing it to complete it, not really to qualify or anything.
Yeah.
But you do like the run though, right? Like the run at the end of an Ironman. Oh, it's fun. It's fun, but it's painful and it's long.
It's painful, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to take you back then. I kind of got us off track, but I would love to hear about how you started. I wanted to let people know here that we're listening that we go kind of, like, I consider you a friend. We go back, and I've talked about you in the past. I just want the people to know that you're kind of a friend of the show. You're actually wearing my Peped Jerry shirt today. I didn't even ask you to do that. Look at that. Peped Jerry half marathon out in La Broquerie. You came out to support. You have also run the CMV Canada half every single year. I've done it. You come out to support all the races in Winnipeg. Actually, you've been a really good advocate for running in Winnipeg. How did it start for you? When did you start running?
Basically everything kind of started for me in 2010. I was a couple of years coming off a divorce and stuff, and I was just looking to kind of get back into shape and stuff. So I started doing ultimate frisbee with a bunch of guys that I played hockey with, guys and girls. We were on a mixed team. And I did that for a few years. And at the same time, I started doing some of the local tries here on a 1985 Marinani road bike with 10 speeds, down tube shifters. And that's kind of how I got into triathlon. And then I started working with Pat. And then in 2013, I did Ironman Wisconsin as my first Ironman.
Okay, well, wait. You don't just go from doing, ultimate frisbee to do an Ironman. Like there's you at some point you're like, I want to do a triathlon.
Yeah.
Wait, before you get there, quick question about ultimate frisbee. Were you were the runner, obviously, not like, I don't know the positions, but there's a person that throws it and a person that catches
Yeah, like
it.
I was never the hucker or whatever you want to call it for that. I was more like, I was really good at running up and down the field quite quickly.
Yeah. That's how I used to play ultimate, just run.
Yeah.
nonstop.
And that's when I found when I really, really started to enjoy running was like doing that. And then I started doing Olympic triathlons. So I did 2 seasons here in Manitoba where I pretty much did every Olympic triathlon that was available. And then I did the Morden back when they had their 70.3, did that back-to-back years and stuff. And then I was doing really, really well in the running. And I started doing some of the local running races as well. And that's kind of how I started. And then I figured, everybody hears about Boston and for marathons, and then you hear about Ironman. And so that's kind of how I got into it. I did 2 seasons of local triathlon and then jumped in 2013 with Pat as my coach. And I did Wisconsin.
How'd you hear about Pat? Sorry, I'm curious about that.
Like I was as part of the triathlon club. At that time, it was the Tribalistic Triathlon Club. Pat was the coach. And then I was talking with him and he said he did like private coaching. So I hired him. So I've been working with him now since 2013.
Oh, wow. So
Charlie, go ahead.
Didn't realize it was that long that you were with Patrick. Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm still curious about how Rob's question was, like how you went from hockey and ultimate and just triathlon, skipped right away to triathlon. Like to me, that feels like, unless you've got like a specific, like I'd like to understand that, like, did you have like a specific interest in triathlon because you were a cyclist, or how did that go? How'd you decide to jump into triathlon?
I don't know. It's weird because like I'm an adult onset swimmer, so I didn't really know how to swim until I started doing triathlon. Yeah. So I was at the Assiniboine Masters and we were swimming 3 days a week. That's where I met Travis at the same time. And he kind of got me into it as well. And we were kind of doing the races together.
From Travis.
Yeah, no. Because like I was swimming with him and he had his Ironman tattoo and he was telling me all about these Ironman races and stuff. So it was just, like I'm very, like when I do something, I jump in with both feet kind of thing. So going from Olympic to Ironman in 2 years, that's kind of how it was.
Okay, cool. And then you decided then you really like the running part of it. You found out that was kind of something you were naturally good at.
Yeah, like I know you guys were talking about it last week or the week before on your episode, is like, I kind of thinking like how good I would have been maybe if I would have started this earlier. Like we were talking about, like, so then after I did my Ironman for a couple of years, I ran my first standalone marathon, which was in Fargo in 2015. I went down there, said, I'm going to tell everybody I'm going to qualify for Boston in my very first marathon. They kind of all laughed at me. Like I drove down with Travis. I didn't even have a place to sleep. I just slept on the hotel floor the night before with them. They were nice enough to let me sleep there. And then I got up and I ran a 3:10. And at that time, qualifying time was 3:15. So I got in with like 4:34 or something like that, whatever my buffer was. And then, so I qualified for Boston in my very first race. And I knew
that is unbelievable.
I love that. So to me, that's an example of like having a great mindset. Like a lot of people will try to say, okay, so you're running your first marathon, like don't even think about Boston. But I love that you said, I'm going to do it and I don't care what anybody thinks. So
that's a Charlie thing to do, or a Rob thing to do perhaps, but it's definitely something you would do, Charlie. You would try.
You too. Yeah, I mean, I think just because you don't need to put limitations on yourself because of any.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, I think it's incredible because I thought I could do it too, and I ran like a 3:40. So But yeah.
Yeah, there are many times where I thought I was for sure going to do it and didn't do it. So I get that it's not going to happen to everyone, but I like that you went after it. And the guest that we're going to have next week, Simo, he likes that too. He goes after it too. So you ran. So were you with like the Jansen family that weekend?
Basically, it was me and Travis went down there, and then a whole bunch of the Manitoba runners were going down there, and we all kind of traveled together and stuff. And yeah.
So you did BQ your first marathon, and then obviously you went and ran Boston.
Yeah, so my BQ'd in 2015, and then in 2016 I ran Boston, and then I ran like a 3:27 in Boston, which I wasn't really happy with. But again, like I wasn't really set up for the hills. I didn't realize how difficult those hills were, and they just destroyed my quads, and then I kind of faded in the end. But then I ran Chicago in 2:17, and I ran a 3:10 in Chicago again, which qualified me again, but I never did Boston again. And then I came back that same year. I did a 1:27 half at the fire paramedic service, and then that qualified for me for New York. And then I ran New York in 2018. So I knew like I loved the running. And so that's kind of where, but then I stopped doing marathons and running, and I just kind of concentrated on Ironman. I was doing 2 or 3 a year for 5 or 6 years there.
So you kind of set a goal. I'm going to go qualify for Kona, and that's gonna happen. It's a bit of a long goal, the old 12-year goal. But you said that was a goal.
Well, at the time though, they changed it on him, Rob.
Right, fair enough. It was
yeah. Like,
I don't know about that Ironman organization.
Yeah, because for me, like I was set to go. I would have had it done in 5 years, but then they changed it in my last year. And like I went back to school at the age of 48 to get my nursing degree, so that kind of I didn't do anything there for about 5 years, and that kind of put the kibosh. Yeah, that kind of put the kibosh on a lot of stuff, and then I came back, and then I got back into it again.
Okay, so
yeah, you were mentioning when we were training for Texas that you kind of had a weird schedule for training where you'd have to go and do like 15 hours on the weekend or something. Like you'd have to like arrange because of your work and school schedule.
Yeah, like I'm a registered nurse. I work at Stony Mountain Institution, so I work 12-hour shifts. So like this week I worked Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm working 5 out of 7 days, 12-hour days minimum. So I'm only training for 2 days this week. But then, you know, in other weeks, I'm only work 2 days out of the 7. So then I'm training 5 days out of the week. So that's what's really good with Pat. Like he's very hands-on. He really works around my schedule. He's able to not overload me so much, but then he's able to work that in instead of having just like a generic training plan for me. I'm working 2 days a week or 5 days a week or 4 days a week, depending on what my schedule is. So he's very good.
For the record, you're talking about Patrick Peacock from Peacock Endurance Training, who happens to be the coach for both Charlie and I. I didn't know you were working with Patrick like when I met you, or is that how we met? No, we just met at the Ironman. I had no idea that we had the same coach.
Yeah, he's like he taught me how to swim. Basically, he taught me doing right now. He's just basically my cycling coach. I just kind of run whenever I feel like and do whatever I feel like. I've been kind of self-trained for running. That's why I think if I had a little bit more structure with my training, I'd probably fairly good. Like you guys, my goal is to run sub 3 hours. Like I'm 57, so I'm hoping to get there before I hit 60, or even after 60. I'd be ecstatic with that. I've been working on it now for the last couple of years, and I've got my times down from like 3:30s down to 3:11. So I'm slowly working on it, getting down to the sub 3 hours.
Okay, but Dwayne, is that the A goal is that the absolute A++ goal for your running kind of career in the next 5 years, 3 years?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Like right now, I did 50K last week. I'm doing Tokyo in a couple of weeks. Then I'm doing Boston, London, Jacksonville. I've got South Africa, Cape Town, South Africa, qualified for the age group world championships there. Then I'm running the Manitoba Marathon. I'm running as the 3:45 pacer. I got in there, which I'm super excited about. And then I'm doing Old Tom Backyard in July, Prairie Chaos in August. Then in Berlin, I'm doing the skate marathon and the regular marathon in September, Chicago in October, and New York in November. That's for this year anyway.
So I'm not an expert in marathon recovery, but I think that some people might think that's a little bit of a heavy schedule in order to try to get one A++ performance. I don't know. Maybe that's too many marathons, too many Ironman, too many ultras.
I know, I agree. Like I look at the only thing I look at it is I look at Charlie or Carolyn Coffin and stuff like that. Like you put so many eggs into that one basket, like for the marathon project or something, and then stuff that's outside your control, then you don't succeed in that. Like I know I'm not going to be able to, run a sub 3 hour of running 9 marathons a year and doing ultras and whatever else. But my A race is Chicago. So once I've done some of the things in the summertime, then I'm going to, concentrate on that. And then I'm hoping to run 7-minute miles for the marathon. So if I get down to 3:02, 3:05, well, that's good for this year. And then once I get my third 6-star in 2027, then I will concentrate more on quality instead of quantity at that time. Because like I'm doing way too many marathons every year, and I need to cut it back.
To be clear,
there's no such thing as too many marathons.
I was facetious in my earlier comments. I am pumped that you are doing all you're doing. Man, we only got one life. Live it. Do what
absolutely.
you want to do. Have fun. Run the race. Dude, you're doing what I wish I was doing.
I feel like so I think the difference, or maybe the way you mentioned me and Carolyn, like I think for some it depends on the person. Maybe for me, I feel like I put so much into, like, it's hard for me to psych myself up to do that many races in a year, where to me it's the mental fatigue as opposed to the physical fatigue. It's like I can only put, well, like you said, like if I didn't put all my baskets into one, maybe I wouldn't get that mental fatigue, but it's like I'm like spent after one, right? So me skipping the one in December, I feel like maybe ended up being kind of a blessing in disguise in terms
you're
of
firing on all cylinders.
Because it kind of gave me, I still had that full tank mentally, like psychologically ready to go type of thing, right?
And for me, I love the racing, but to me, it's the travel that I love too. Like just to see all these countries, like going to Jacksonville, Florida, and then coming back for one day, going to work for one day, and then hopping on a plane and traveling 36.5 hours to go to South Africa is just like it's so amazing, like to be able to do all this stuff. It's what's really fun is you get on a plane, you do a marathon, then you get on another plane, you do another marathon, and you do that for like 6 straight days. I know
that's a lot of fun.
Like if I add up how much I spent all the, every year on marathons and stuff like that, I could probably do that every year kind of thing. But it was.
Oh, you should totally do it. You'd be awesome at it, Dwayne.
Yeah, you'd crush that.
Yeah.
At some point, anyways. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got so many long-term goals, like the 7 continents. I'm running 50 marathons in 50 states and stuff like that. It's just, I want to do marathons all over the world. It's just so much fun. You just pack your shoes.
I got a question about the 6 stars or 7 stars. I guess you'll be a 7-star marathoner soon.
Multiple times.
So you're a 2-time 6-star, correct?
I will get my 2nd star this year in Tokyo in like about a week or whatever it is. Yeah. So I'll have my second.
In 2 weeks, you'll be a 6-star, 2-time 6-star. Are you the only Manitoban that has that distinction, or do you know if there's any others?
I don't know. Like they do the stats based on country, so I don't know what it is for province. Like I know, like I have my 7th star because I did Sydney last year as well, and I know that I'm like one of, I think, 34 men in Canada that has that. And then when I complete South Africa this year, it's a provisional star, so I'll have my 8th star. So at the end of the year, I don't know what it'll be.
You'll be one in a few.
Yeah, one of the few in Canada for sure with that.
Wow.
So
and then I'm already in for Tokyo for 2027, and that'll be my 3rd 6-star go around. So
cool.
You're doing 6 majors this year.
I'm doing 7 of the 8. Yeah.
7 of the 8 in 1 year.
But like the original 6, you're doing all the original 6.
But you've already done
all the original 6.
You have already done 6 in a year, or you're doing 6 in a year this year?
Last year I missed Tokyo, So I did 5 of the 6 original, and then this year I'm doing all the 6 of the original.
In one calendar year, which that in itself, that must not be.
There must not be many people that do that.
That have done that.
There's more now, obviously, than there was before. Like it's well, you just see how difficult it is to get into these races.
It's
like,
so hard just to get in.
Exploding, and it's not as uncommon as it once was. That's for sure.
Yeah, but still, it's like I like doing races. You know, I'm nowhere near doing that, but it's like you either gotta get lucky on the draws, get really, really fast, or pay to get in, right?
Yeah.
And you're not gonna get lucky 6 times.
Well, it's just like I'm old, so it's like my qualifying times it's easy for me to get into Chicago, Boston, and New York every year if I want to qualify. And then with Berlin, you do the skate marathon, it costs you 99 euros, and then you're guaranteed an entry for the next year. So I can get into those 4, no problem. It's London and Tokyo that are tough to get into.
Sorry, can you explain the Berlin one? I think this is the thing that I want to understand.
Yeah, so last year, what I did is you pay 99 euros. You do the inline skate marathon on the Saturday, which is the day before the marathon.
Virtual, or you have to go in person?
You have to go in person.
In Berlin.
You have to finish in under 2 hours and 10 minutes. And if you do, they give you a guaranteed entry for next year for the race. So that's how I got into Berlin this year. So
how hard are you going to do it in 2:10?
It is like, I've been playing hockey just like you guys. I've been playing hockey since I was 6 years old. So like I consider myself a fairly good skater. And you're going 20 kilometers an hour, 21 kilometers an hour. So it's really, you really got
compare it to running pace.
Yeah, it's
like
basically
a 7:30 mile.
Yeah. Because like I did it last
year. It's not a given. It's 99. It's not a given. No. You have to train. You have to train your inline skating.
Yeah,
but if you're
206 last year.
206, okay. But if you're talking about getting into Berlin, that means you got to fly there, do the thing. You got to fly the next year. So you're flying twice. You're probably paying $2,000 just to fly there to do it. You could buy a charity bib for $3,000 and you're guaranteed to get in. So I mean, it's debatable.
Is there more opportunities, Dwayne, once you have more stars?
Yes.
No, it decreases your opportunities because like you can't enter all those Abbott draws and stuff like that. I'm a Gold Club member as well, so I'd be able to add, get extra draws for races that I've already completed. But since I've already completed all the 6 stars, I can't get in through the Abbott races and stuff like that.
But let's say you're just missing 1 star.
Yeah, then that's what I was going to say, because I have 4 of the stars and I know I get additional entries into the 5th and 6th. And once you got 5, apparently they pretty much make sure you get your 6th one, right?
Yeah, it gets easier.
Okay, so it gets easier up to 6, and then once you've done them all, then it gets harder.
Square one.
Yeah.
But you're also like, you're doing that. So you told me about the Abbott Club Gold Club thing. What's it called? Gold member club. You pay $200 or something. Yeah. And then like I get all these emails now all the time. And if you do this run, you get an extra ballot. You run a 10K this weekend and you get an extra ballot for any race you want for next year.
Isn't there things like run a 5K in like 25 minutes or something? That's an entry or something like that. Things like that.
There's stuff like that.
Yeah. And the Gold Club's really good in too, is like you can meet the race directors. They got VIP tents at the start line or finish line. You can run 5Ks and they have parties and everything. So I really enjoy the Gold Club. It really opens up opportunities for you. Like that's how I got into Sydney last year. I won an entry through their Gold Club thing through Sydney. So yeah,
I remember when we were in London,
kicking around.
We were in London together and I was like, oh, what corral are you or whatever? I was like, oh, I'm pink. And you were like, I'm VIP.
Yeah.
Because I think you what did you do again? You won to the VIP?
Yeah, through the Gold Club, I won a VIP entry to the start line. So the tent was like right on the official start line. So you saw the professional men, professional women starting 10, 15 feet away from you. And they had like heated porta potties, private for you. They had like a lunching, there was change rooms, everything. It was just amazing. Like, yeah, it was really, really cool.
So I'm not as familiar with this stuff as you two are, I think. Can you explain what the Gold Club is exactly and how do you get into it?
So for the Gold Club, Abbott has I can't remember how many people. There's a couple thousand, maybe up to 3,000 people that they allow in each year. You pay like $400 US or whatever to get into it. They send you a welcome package, and it's got like a T-shirt and a few other items in it and stuff like that. You get a little card that you get a free gift at all of the majors that you go to. So you go to the Abbott, like their little booth, and you can pick up free gifts and stuff like that. But then they also have all these draws and entries into all these little perks that you can get for all of the races and stuff. So like, I'm doing the 5K one in Tokyo, the friendship run. I won one through there. In Boston, I had a race director meeting, and like when I was in London, I won a spot at the VIP tent, and then I also had race director breakfasts and got a free coin, got to meet all the Abbott people and all the race directors for all of the majors, Q&As with them and everything. So I think it's a great thing to do. It's really, if you have an extra $400, you might as well. It's fun to do.
Especially if you're going to these things, right? Like I paid for it.
If you're planning on trying to run as many as you can, like definitely should, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I took your advice, Dwayne, and I took it for 2026. And I got in, I'm going to a party in Tokyo. There's some sort of social or something. So yep. I'm going to that. It's going to be my first Gold Club event. I'm going to see if it's any fun, but, and there's, it helped me, it's going to help me, or likely going to help me get into Berlin too. So I'm excited about that. And thanks for sharing that with me. Chris Adele, Charlie, messaged me. Yeah, he's doing 777 again. I was thinking of Dwayne and myself, FOMO for doing 7. Did you get FOMO? Sorry, Dwayne, to hijack the conversation about 777. We were right into it last couple of weeks. Did you get a tiny bit of FOMO, Charlie, about 777?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, when I saw, totally was. Yeah, I do kind of forget about how hard the second and third days were, but I do remember like the good feelings of like just getting it done, and just traveling and to these different places, different weather. It was nice. Yeah, it was. I do miss it quite a bit, and then also how much better I could do and beat you this time would be.
I was with my family and someone asked me if I'd ever been to Australia. They were like, "Oh, we're going to Australia." I said, "I've never been. I'd love to go one day." And then my son or my daughter's like, "No, you've been to Australia, Papa. Remember you did the 7?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess
that happened."
Yeah. I got there at 10 p.m. We ran our race at midnight, and I left before the sun was up. Yeah, I guess I went to Australia.
And then whenever the subject of Antarctica comes up,
then it's no big deal.
Marathon there once,
yeah. Finished third at the Antarctic America. No big deal. So you're doing all original six majors. Is it? You got to tell this story, Dwayne, about you reaching out to me a week ago or two about Boston.
Oh yeah, like I was looking at the official entry list for Boston because you were talking about you might not be able to do Tokyo because of your injury and stuff like that, and you were all depressed and down about it and everything like that. And then I was looking at the official list, and because I was looking at Manitobans who was going and everything like that, and then I saw your name on the list, and then
He's registered.
He registered. He didn't even know that he was going.
He forgot that he registered. Yeah. I remember that registration weekend. You reminded me. I was in Nice actually. I think
I don't remember.
I was in Nice, and you were like, "Oh, you have to register for Boston if you want to register." You texted me, and I was like, "I won't get in." I didn't even bother, but you did, obviously. But it was like a side thought for you.
Well, I think I was doing like a backup plan. If I'm not healthy for Tokyo, I want a backup plan. Like I want to name a race.
I think actually the way you think, it's just like what's the downside of just registering, and you just did.
Yeah. And now, not going to lie to you, Charlie.
Are you considering like taking Tokyo easier and going for Boston? Or
I'm kind of considering that, just making sure I get I don't know.
It's risky because like, so.
I know.
There's a month. Sorry. How it's
7 weeks. Right?
7 weeks extra you get?
Yeah, March 1st to April 16th, I think it is. Yeah.
No, I think it's 20. Is it 16th? I believe you. I'm sure.
Yeah, whatever, 19th or something like that.
It's earlier this year than it was last year. Yeah.
April 20th this year.
Yeah. So basically he'd be 7 weeks then. Yeah.
Yeah, 7 weeks minus or plus a day. 7 weeks plus a day because it's
I
on the money.
mean, it could be, or it could. Yeah, that's a tough call. Because let's talk about Tokyo. I mean, like Tokyo.
Yeah, let's talk about Tokyo. Dwayne, how's your build gone?
It's gone really well. Like it's funny because I ran that 50K on last weekend and stuff, and I was like, I had my longest run before that was
Wait.
50 miles.
Active Epica.
What's this? Oh, Active Epica. Oh my God.
Speaking of, we got to give a shout out to Ryan Giuliano for Active Epica. 100 miles. The guy was, I don't know if you read his Strava report.
Yeah.
Like
His
he was running on fumes, and he finished for his father. It's a great story, and he finished very strong. Did you see his last 20K?
Oh my God, it's just unreal. I can't believe in those conditions. Like, and he did 8 miles of detours and like.
So big shout out to Ryan Giuliano. Congrats. And to you, Dwayne, for doing a 50K. For some reason, I didn't have a 50K ultra marathon in my training plan for Tokyo, but we have the same coach.
That's what happens when we use Pat as your cycling coach, but not your running coach. She just kind of lets you do whatever you want.
I haven't not had 1 week of 50 kilometers in 8 weeks or 7 weeks. So I'm definitely not doing 50K. How'd the 50K go?
Really well. Yeah.
Can you explain where it starts and where you go and like what kind of roads you're running on?
Yeah, basically you start in Saint Pierre Joly. Like, I'm not French, so I hope I'm not butchering that.
Pretty good.
And then you go up north. Basically, you follow gravel roads, muddy roads, a little bit of trail. Go up past Crystal Springs, the colony there, and then you run back down. So
it's to Otterburn, right?
Yeah.
It's an out and back. 25K.
It's basically an out and back.
Yeah. Okay.
So I did a 436. So pretty happy.
Courses are
436.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it was 5th
in
overall.
Those conditions.
Yeah.
So you would have finished like 6th or something? Am I close?
I finished 5th overall. Yeah.
5th. Okay. And so
there was some good runners in there. I didn't see the standings, but I know there was some really good runners in there.
Yeah, I know Alain Foidal did a sub.
Oh man, that guy's in good shape right now. I don't really know him, but like, oh my God.
Yeah, I think he was
Greg Penner was
355.
running. Greg Penner was running. I don't think he was treating it as an A race, but he just.
Well, you ran it pretty fast.
No, I know, but 410 or something he did. Who else were some good times here? Justin. Alain Foidal did 421. That's pretty good.
Oh my
355 for Stephen Gropner, 418 for Kevin Harder.
Those are some good runners. Those are all amazing runners.
And then you were right after those guys. So that's good. Congrats. Some good runners.
Thank you.
I think the conditions were actually weather-wise was probably a nice day, I think, right? Like obviously the slush.
But I mean, it's still winter and it's still like soft.
No, for sure.
Yeah, no, like it was very little wind. It was cloudy. It was really foggy at the start, but it kind of warmed up a little bit. So there was like stretches where there was like muddy roads. So your shoes were getting pretty muddy. But other than that, it was actually really quite good conditions.
Okay. So that now you're in your taper?
I'm in my taper.
You're doing a 50K or 100K this weekend?
No, I got to work this weekend. So.
Okay. So what do you feel about Tokyo? How do you feel? What do you think is going to happen?
I'm really looking forward to Tokyo. Like the last time I did Tokyo, it was in 2024. I had a calf tear. Training outside in Winnipeg weather is not exactly the greatest, but yeah, like I'm not a treadmill guy. I don't own a treadmill, so I do all my running outside. So yeah, I run on the Heart Trail every day basically, and I kind of tore my calf the last time, but this time, knocking on wood, I'm feeling really, really good. So the goal is to go 330. So.
Is what, sorry?
The goal is to go 330.
330. And your PB is 309 or something?
Pardon?
Your personal best is 309, is that correct?
My PB is 310.36.
In Chicago, right?
That would have been in Chicago or Fargo, yeah. But then I was like, that was like whatever, 11 years ago.
A while ago, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're going to come back 4 days later or 6 days later, and you're going to run London, or no? Am I right?
No, yeah.
Oh no, you get a month. You get a month.
Yeah, we get our 7 weeks off, and then I'll run Boston and London.
It's Boston. You and I are going to run the same 2
Boston
majors.
and London.
Yeah.
Oh man, living the dream. But what was your last marathon? I thought your last marathon. What'd you run in Chicago?
I ran a 3:11:42. That was last year.
And Chicago, did you do New York?
I did. Yeah, I did New York 3:16 this year or last year.
Yeah. So 3:11 was a really good result. Well, both of those are really good results, right?
Yeah, I don't know where the 3:11 came from, but.
Oh, we were there together that one.
Yeah,
Charlie, that's when we were there.
Yeah. So why the downgrade in expectations here from 3:11 to 3:30?
Well, because I haven't been really running at pace for Tokyo, and I'm not really trying to go fast in Tokyo. My marathon this year is going to be Chicago again. That's what I'm kind of putting all my focus.
You want a PR in Chicago this year?
I want a PR in Chicago. My goal for Chicago is to go 3:05. If I go,
did I miss the registration for Chicago? Such a fun marathon.
Yeah,
we did miss it. It's passed.
I missed it for sure, but
maybe I registered. Who knows? I know I registered for New York. Just in case.
Chicago is such a fun marathon, though. So then that's where it's good for PRs too, I would imagine.
Yeah,
Chicago is a good one. But you're okay. So I'm going to see you in Berlin then, and I'm going to see you in New York, and maybe Boston. And I saw you in Chicago. So that'll be like 5 majors out of 6.
Are you doing all those this year, Rob?
Yeah, but I mean, Dwayne got me thinking, Charlie. So Berlin and New York are like 2 months apart. More than that, right? How far apart are they? Like September to late November, right?
No, because Berlin's the last Sunday in September, and then New York is November 1st. So you're only got about 4 weeks.
Okay. Details. I was just thinking, I was talking to you about this episode a while back whenever we were chatting, and you were like, oh, I'm angling a bib for London, and I might get all 7 this year. I might get all 6 this year. And I was just like, that's cool what Dwayne is doing. And I think of how much fun I have when I travel and I go to these races. And maybe I just need to run and have fun at races more than get depressed about being injured and not doing your goal that you wanted and whatever. So I had a little bit of a flash that maybe I would just do a bunch of races instead. I don't know what I'm doing. I signed up for New York just in case.
Well, in New York, you can't go wrong, right? Like New York can never be a mistake to be registered for New York.
No, because worst case, you go, you have fun, you catch a few musicals, you go watch some stand-up comedy. You're gonna have a blast. It's cheap to fly there. It's pretty easy to get to.
And then Chicago, same thing.
Chicago, same thing. You take the RV. Worst case, you go down. You
hang out with the guys.
You hang out with the guys. You have a great time. You go check out some museums or plays or whatever's going on. And Chicago is a good time. Those 2 you can't go wrong. And Boston, I mean, no, I'm going to stop there. But New York, for sure, I think you can't go wrong. So I signed up for them, and I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, I'm so pumped for you guys and jealous that you guys are doing all those. But at the same time, I'm going to focus on a couple things here. So, but for Tokyo, so Rob, you didn't tell us about how you didn't give us an update on how your training and what your plan is for Tokyo.
So 2 weeks ago, we recorded, and a lot of people checked in on me afterwards. Thank you guys. I was a bit down, but I'm doing okay. I'm okay. Thank you for checking in on me. I had told Charlie, here's my plan. I'm going to try and run my 2 long runs and, maybe a 30-minute run on the Wednesday kind of thing. Nothing else. That's it. Just my 2 long runs, bike every day to keep the cardio going. And I had told Charlie, if I can do my 2 long runs, my 20 and my 22 miler with my 6-mile fast finish, does that give me a shot at running sub 3? And Charlie, you said, not going to happen. But I kept thinking.
I didn't say that.
This is a true story.
So here's what I meant. Maybe it sounded different.
Well, I recorded it and I play it to myself every night now. Charlie doubts me.
Okay. So it's not doubt in you. I had no doubt in you. It's just I don't understand how you can do it. Like, it's just, you're just a different athlete than I am. That's what I meant, is like, it's beyond comprehension that you're able to do it. But at the same time, I knew you were going to do it. I never had any doubt. It's just, I'm impressed at how you can still pull it off, even though, because me, like, it has to be 100%. I feel like if everything goes well, for me to do a race like that, everything has to go well. And I feel for you, you just get it done no matter what.
Well, I've not gotten it done, but anyways, thank you. I appreciate that, Charlie. I have confidence now. I didn't 2 weeks ago. I've only run 3 times, I think 4 times since we recorded that. I did my 2 long runs and I did my 2 midweek runs, half hours here and there. But I only did, twice that I went hard. And I did the 20 miler last weekend, and it was very hard on the treadmill. I had lost a lot of fitness. I texted you after, Charlie. I said, I can't believe how much fitness I've lost. And you're like, yeah, you haven't run in 2 weeks. Like, of course you're going to lose fitness at that speed, right?
Yeah.
Like, I was running 2 hours and 50 minutes as my race pace, and I couldn't come close to holding that. I couldn't even hold 3-hour race pace. I held 3-hour race pace. So I said, okay, Patrick said, this is great news. And I said, how is this great news? Like, I'm going to fail miserably. He's like, you're not going to fail. You have a whole other week to build here. If you're able to do your next one, sub 3 is maybe in the cards. I said, okay, all right. And so then I did my 22 miler on Sunday, a few days ago, and a 6 mile fast finish. And this time the fitness increased. So I was able to do more, like,
you got a bit of a better result.
I treated it like race day. So I got up, oatmeal, 3 hours, sleep, gels, like race day. Like, I couldn't sleep the night before. You get this, Wayne? You probably don't get this, Dwayne. Like, I know you don't sleep the night before big races, but like, I'm so amped up about this that I couldn't sleep the night before my 22 miler. I couldn't stop thinking about this training run that I had to do.
At this point, I really don't have too much difficulty falling asleep.
So Rob, this morning I had a 7 by 1 mile repeat.
Oh, those are fun.
Workout.
Hard.
And I was up at 4 because I was like excited to go do the workout. And well, the thing is, I wanted to make sure I got my coffee in before and everything.
Yeah, so I didn't.
It's interesting how you can get excited for workouts too.
I know. Well, it's kind of like my whole weekend revolves around. I mean, I have a million things every weekend, and my kids are in gymnastics and dancing. So the weekend kind of flies by, especially now that I'm sober. It's like you're sober the whole weekend, so it's whatever. But the thing that I'm for myself selfishly that I look forward to the most is my long run. Like, I just love it so much. And I've not been able to do run club because I'm not running outside anymore. So I was excited about it. I went out there and I did race pace. I did in my 6 mile fast finish. I did a bit of a Charlie, and I progressed to like a 251 race pace for my last mile. So 2 hours and 51 minutes. So that was like a 6:30, 6 minute, 30-second mile. So, I mean, I don't know what that means. Obviously, I've not run a lot. I've run, and it's not great when you have 2 weeks off right in the 2 most important weeks of your build. But I did in Chicago, and I was able to do it on like 3 weeks of training. So normally I would agree with you, Charlie. I don't think I'd have this much confidence, but for some reason I have confidence. I have confidence that I'll be able to do sub 3. I think everything else is out the window, but all I care about is if I can somehow scratch out a sub 3 so I don't have to go back to Tokyo with Dwayne next year. Although maybe I want to go back to Tokyo.
Maybe that'd be fun. Do you guys have your nutrition / caffeine / hydration plans? You guys know what you're doing?
Dwayne is like, just another day at the office for me.
Yeah.
I do this every 2 weeks. It's no problem.
When you do 47 marathons a year, it's pretty easy.
So quick point on that. Before you go, Dwayne, sorry. I am not as confident as you, Rob. And I think part of it is about my marathon. Part of it is I feel like I haven't really run a marathon where I've gone into it with the feeling that I could actually achieve my goal since Boston, okay, 2024, so 2 years ago. And I don't remember what the taper does or what the carb loading does, or I don't really remember that feeling you get on marathon that gives you, I know you get a bit of a boost on marathon day, but I don't really remember what that is. So I'm kind of lacking that confidence and like, oh, am I there? Am I not? So just a little side note on my training,
Okay.
but
Another side note on that side note, Charlie, you're going to feel it this build. You have LA in 2.5 weeks.
yeah,
You're running
yeah.
LA. So this is your last weekend, or are you doing a 3-week taper or a 2-week taper?
I've got one more big run. Yeah.
So you're doing 22 miles on Sunday?
24.
24 miles. He also doesn't have a race coach, Dwayne, and he does whatever the heck he wants. He also doesn't listen to Patrick Peacock of Peacock Endurance. So you're going to do a 7-mile fast finish on that?
So Rob, I didn't want to make a big deal out of this, but like I've taken on my own coaching recently.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
So like it's not anything. It's just I just wanted to do my own thing. It's not anything against Patrick. Like
Okay,
Patrick's
I didn't
awesome.
know. Sorry, I wasn't trying to hide that. I just didn't know.
Yeah. So I've been just doing my own thing. So if there's a little bit, I've been copying a lot of the stuff that Patrick basically has given me in the past, but it gives me the chance to like tweak things. I feel like I can tweak things more freely now.
Yeah, you remove the guardrails.
Yeah, well, tweak both ways, right? So I next week I had originally planned to do like 2 workouts, so now I've dropped it to 1 for next week because I'm like, okay, I think it's more about tapering now, right?
If there's 2 people on this planet that could do it, it would be you 2, I think.
Yeah. So anyways, so I'm on my own now, Rob, just to clarify.
Okay, I didn't know. But anyways, so you did 22 miles last week. Did you do a 9-mile fast finish? Did I read that correctly last weekend? Or was it a 9 kilometer?
9-mile fast finish. Yep.
Jeez Louise. So like every time I've ever done a build,
but it felt so hard though. It felt pretty hard.
They're supposed to be hard.
Yeah,
it's the fast finish. You're on tired legs. The speed that you can do on 9 miles, in my opinion, you will do better on race day because of the tired legs, because of the taper, because of the nutrition, because of all this. Your 9-mile fast finish becomes kind of like your ceiling, in my opinion, on race day. So I think if you can sustain 9 miles, so you're going to do better than that, assuming you're able to run the race you want to race. So Dwayne, I'm excited for you.
Dwayne, do you still do long runs in the week leading up, or what kind of plan do you have?
Yeah, like I'm do more to the medium, and over the last couple of years, I've done a lot more the sort of the run walk, and I found that's really helped me with like injuries and even just time on your feet and stuff like that. And I never do much more than like 15, 16 miles, and that's it, is my long run.
Yeah, then you seem to do like your last 2 marathons that I've seen, you seem to have done really well using that formula. So there's something to be said about what you're doing.
Been researching it a little bit, and there's some research out there that shows that basically just going for a 4 or 5 hour walk is almost as effective as doing like running running fast or running a workout. And there's something to be said for that.
That's a long walk.
Well, Well, I feel like I kind of felt it when I was doing all my yards. So I was doing, what, like those yards are like 4.167 miles in an hour. There was, for about 2 or 3 weekends, I did a bunch of those, and that's a lot of walking, right? And although like I felt stronger after those 4 weekends once I recovered. And I think it's all that walking that helped. So yeah.
But you guys were also doing a lot of track workouts, which is really good. Like that speed is something that I know that I have to work on. But
I did mention that when we were in Run Club that one time. You said like, oh, maybe I should start doing that. But you said maybe you'd start like next year, right?
Yeah, I have a tendency to get injured when I start to do like those faster track workouts and stuff like that. That's why I kind of try to avoid the 5K, 10Ks, because I know myself that I have a tendency to get injured when I'm running like that speed. So
maybe that's what happened to me.
Okay.
What were you talking
now
about? Nutrition, hydration.
hydration, caffeine. I'm adding caffeine because I had a
Yeah.
long conversation with one of my advisors about it. So,
And this would be Claude or ChatGPT or Gronk, or who are you using as your advisor?
ChatGPT, yeah.
Okay, ChatGPT.
Yeah. So for me,
nutrition, caffeine, hydration. Charlie wants to know, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So for me, like I plan on doing like 320 to 330. So I try to take I'm just a traditional GU kind of guy, and I alternate between caffeinated and uncaffeinated GUs, and I take one every 20 minutes, and I carry two 300 ml bottles on a race belt, and then I just drink those every time I take my gel, and then I just refill as I need as I'm racing. And that, for me, that's all I do. So I'm doing approximately 3 hours, so 320. I'm doing maybe 9 gels in a race, or something, like maybe 10 gels at the most, and then just supplement with water.
The caffeine is 20s or 40s, 40 mgs or 20 mgs.
I think they're the 40s. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
So you're doing like 200-ish grams of caffeine, mgs of caffeine.
Yeah. But I don't drink any coffee, so I get a little bit of a boost out of those gels.
Yeah, you'll feel that. Yeah. 200 mgs, you feel it, because I don't drink coffee, and like if I have one Red Bull, like it's like 2 days I'm not sleeping. So I try to go 150 to 200 on my race days, and I kind of do the same thing as you do. So Charlie, for me, so the belt, do you put like scratch in there, or like Gatorade or something, or is it just water?
I use straight water. I don't use any scratch or Gatorade or anything.
So you carry the water because you don't want to go to the aid stations, or just in case you need additional ones?
And how do you refill? How do you refill them? You grab a cup and you just pour it in, or how does that work? While you're running, or
while I'm running? Yeah, I usually take what I normally, depending on the temperature, I'll take first thing. I'll grab one. I'll dump it on my head for cooling, or in my hat, and then grab one to drink, and then grab one to refill. That's how I've been doing it for years now.
I think if anyone's listening to this episode and they're like, what's a great strategy for nutrition, hydration, caffeine? Boom, they could just do what Dwayne just said as a starting point. I think would be like, if anyone did that, I think that would be a huge win compared to what most people are doing. I did exactly that strategy, Dwayne, and in London. In Chicago, I amped it up to 12 gels over a 3-hour period, which is an obscene amount of gels. And I ended up going through 11. I didn't eat.
But that's still only about
almost 100 grams.
80 grams per hour, 88 maybe.
They're 23.
22 per gel.
22, 23, yeah, okay.
It's 4 per hour, so yeah.
But I also did whatever, like I alternated water and tailwind or whatever.
So how much, Rob, when you run a marathon, how much do you think you're actually getting in of both water and Gatorade in terms of let's say milliliters?
Yeah, would it be an ounce and a half every aid station? Like less than 50
Obviously,
ml?
it depends how hot it is. Like if it's hotter, you're probably going to make sure you get more, I would imagine.
I think I just kind of try to just drink at every aid station. And
well, that's what I do too. I'm just guessing. Like
I think it's not enough.
If I would guess how much I'm getting, I bet you it's like less than a liter.
Yeah, it's probably 700-800 mLs, which is one bottle, which is nowhere near what you should be drinking, right? You should be drinking twice, if not 3 times that, right?
How much do you think you're getting in, Dwayne?
I'm the same as Rob. I'm probably only getting in about a liter or so, where I think they normally say it's about a liter an hour is probably what you should be shooting for, depending on how much of a sweater you are and how hot it is.
So note to self, Charlie and Dwayne, I'm going to make an effort in Tokyo to double drink every single aid station so that I try to get closer to 2 liters in 3 hours.
I wonder how the aid stations are in Tokyo, if they're as nice as Tokyo? New York or Boston. I think, okay, which one? New York is the best that I've done. Sorry, New York is the best that I've done, I think, for aid stations, right?
They're all good.
Or was it Boston?
Boston was very long.
It's very long. You could get like 5 glasses. You could get 5 glasses in an aid station.
You'd finish an aid station and the next one would start.
Yeah. Well, almost. Yeah, it'd be a quarter mile. I don't know.
I'm hearing some cheering. So someone just scored.
So Dwayne, do you know, so maybe you can give Rob some recon on the aid stations.
Yes, I wanted recon on Japan. What corral are you in?
I think I'm in D.
Yeah, you don't even care. You're just going to show up and crush it.
Yeah, I'm just going to show up.
Those are details you're not
Like-
worried about. I'm in corral A. Like, I'm so pumped that I'm in corral A.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Sorry, you were going to say?
Tokyo's a lot of fun. Like, it's okay. It's there's a lot of out and back, so they go basically like this and then out and back and things like that. So there's a lot of like 180-degree turns. If you're planning on drinking like lots of water and extra water, and you may have to use the washrooms, they are 0 porta potties on the course itself. You're going to have to go off the course. It could be 50 meters, it could be a couple hundred meters off the course for porta potties, so just keep that in mind. It's nowhere near like New York with the crowd support. Like, it's very polite Japanese golf clapping as you run by and stuff like that. So, and then, yeah, I'm not a big fan of, that's why I always take my own nutrition on me, because I don't like, let's say it's Lucozade or whatever they're using, Martin or whatever. I'm not very a big fan of that stuff. But as far as the drinking and the water goes, like, the tables are just like a normal major. I can't remember if it's on both sides or if they're just on one side. If I remember correctly, they're usually all on your left and as you're running and stuff like that. So it's a nice flat course. It's good for PB if you can, like, if you're in, like you said, you're in that A corral, you should be able to have like a straight shot. But just remember, there's going to be those 180-degree turns.
Yeah, there's 5 of them, looks like, right? 1, 2.
Yeah.
Well, 5 isn't horrible for 26 miles, but yeah.
No.
I mean, it'll slow you down a bit every time, but you also get a bit of a rest too. So.
And then also keep your eyes open when I think it's like around kilometer 13, 14, 15-ish, something like that. You're doing an out section, and then the pros will be coming back on their in section. So it's just amazing to watch those pros run by too. It's amazing. Like, you're doing, like you said, like 3 hours or 250 or whatever, and these guys are 3 or 205s. It's so impressive.
I can't do a quarter mile at the pace that they're doing the whole marathon, and I'm a decent athlete.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. So, like, I know. Okay, so I've done a marathon, let's say in 3:10. Okay, in New York, and it feels like I'm running pretty fast to run a 3:10. And then I go and I look, and there's a video of someone running a 3:10 marathon, and I see the runners around them, and I'm like, oh, they're barely moving. So when you look at it, like, you feel like you're going so fast, but you're not. Anyways, but those pros, when they go by, oh my God.
Yeah, because that's like last year. Like I said, I did the Berlin marathon, the skate marathon. I did it at 2:06. I wouldn't even have won the marathon with that time, because like they're just so much faster. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. What shoes, Dwayne?
Any other tips for me?
Oh, I use Saucony. What are they called? Endorphin Pros 4s, I think they are.
Oh, those are beauties. Love those.
Yeah, I bought myself
a pair
of
going to use, Charlie?
Vaporflies. So
one of each.
Yeah, and I haven't tried them out. I'm waiting for better weather to try them out before I decide which ones I'm going to run in.
I don't know about the new Alpha Flies. I think they're decent grip. The old, you know what is underrated about those old Alpha Flies? Alpha Fly 2s and 1s. They have actually decent grip, and you can actually run in the snow in the winter with them.
I missed the ones. The ones were
actually
really
decent.
good. The Alpha Fly ones were really good. Like, it's too bad I've worn both.
Anyways, like my old pair is 1,000-something miles on them, and I still use them all the time.
I'm gonna wear my the ones I bought in Chicago. They're Adi Pro Zeros.
Oh,
I've never ever not worn Nikes at a marathon.
So those are fast. 0 grip though.
Does it matter?
Grip doesn't matter, I guess, unless you're running in snow.
So this will be my first career marathon. No Nikes, non-Nike marathon. Not great advertising for Nike, or maybe it is great advertising.
So I'm thinking I'm going to use my Hokas.
The cheater ones you got in Phoenix?
Yeah. I've been running on them, and they feel comfortable and they feel fast. So
that's the feeling I have.
Amazing combination, right?
Yeah. I feel like I could run forever in my IRONMAN. My Vaporflies, they feel obscenely fast, but they're not comfortable.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go for a little bit more comfort for this one.
So Dwayne, as far as the Sauconys, I also have a pair of those. And the only thing is I've got like 600 miles on them. So they're like kind of, because I loved running in them. They were super comfortable and fast too, but like they kind of, the upper wore out. So what do you like about the Sauconys?
I don't know, like up until last year, I was just using a Nike Air Pegasus. That's what I did. Ran all my races with those.
Yeah.
They were just like mall walkers, I think, as you guys called them or whatever. But but running in these shoes, they just seem to fit my feet really, really well. When I was using the Nikes, like I'd be running a marathon, my quads would just be trash for days afterwards. And I ran all my races last year in those Endorphin Pro 4s, and I can go for a run. Like I did 11 miles the next day after Sydney Marathon in those same shoes. Like they seem to, the recovery is quicker and they seem to protect my quads better. At least that's what I've found.
Yeah. I think it's different for everybody, right? Like, so if it's, to me, like the shoes can make a difference in terms of avoiding injuries for sure. I feel like you can feel it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're past our time here. We usually try to wrap this up in an hour. So Dwayne, I know Charlie and I talked over you a bunch today, but you're such a fun guest to have on here, and like such great follow on Strava, by the way. If you're not following Dwayne on Strava, you should follow him. Dwayne The Rock Wheeler. Follow him in Jacksonville. Follow him at all majors this year. Follow him also at the Cape Town World Age, whatever that's called. And but most importantly, follow him in Tokyo with me next weekend. Go ahead, Charlie.
Are you going to end the episode right now?
No. I'm ending this part. Then I want to do shout outs. Okay.
Before you do shout outs, I want to say something. Keep going.
Okay. I was going to say, and in Tokyo in 2 weeks, where you're going to run a 3:27:45, something like that. Is that your prediction? That's my prediction.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. I'd be happy.
Okay.
I'm going to go for 3:30, but yeah, between 3:20 and 3:30, that's the goal.
Okay. Well, no. Let you do the prediction, not me. You're supposed to do the prediction. That's how it works on this episode.
I will do 8-minute miles. So that is, what's that? 3:26.
3:29:32.
Okay. There you go.
3:29:32 for Dwayne. I'm going to do 2:59:26 for Rob. Healthy under a 3-hour marathon. And I was going to do shout outs, but Charlie, you want to go ahead first?
So, quick thing I found out about my Garmin.
Okay, we're talking Garmin.
And the reason I bring it up is because I want to follow you, Rob, during the Tokyo Marathon. There's this feature called Live Track.
Yeah.
And how it works is, so I've tested it out. How it works is you can put recipients, email addresses on it. And when you start your run, if you set it to Live Track yes, those recipients will automatically get an email saying that the run has started. And then when you click on the link, it'll show me live data of your run. So mile 1 was in 6:52, mile 2, and it'll show you exactly on the GPS. So what I would like to happen
for both
is that you put me on your recipients, and when you do I don't want to make your life complicated, but if you could figure it out, you put me on your recipients and maybe a few other people, and you put Live Track on, and then I can just follow you directly.
Yeah, it'll be like Saturday afternoon for you, right? Because it's 15 hours. So
16 hours, I thought, maybe 15. Yeah. So it will be
like 5 p.m. or something.
Yeah, it'll be like in the afternoon, Saturday sometime. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get that done, Charlie. I will figure that out and get it done. And then Marco was telling me about it because he wanted me to do it for the Run with Rob thing, and I was like, it's too complicated. But
no, I've done it. I mean, it's a bit complicated, but it's doable.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not 1,000 years old yet. I should be able to figure technology out. Dwayne, you're going to do it too. We're going to follow each other. We're going to follow you or whatever. And Charlie, you'll be able to live vicariously through us. Heart rate. Do you get to see our heart rate? Our cadence?
I don't know about the heartbreak. Probably. Like it's basically having the watch, right?
Wow. He's going too fast, going too slow. He needs to pick it up.
His heart rate's starting to pick up here.
The last shout out I want to give is Colin Lafreniere, our buddy, friend of the show, friend of the podcast. Colin Lafreniere crushed a personal best marathon. You recall he felt a little disappointed with his race in Chicago when he.
I really think he was injured and trying not to believe he was, which is fine.
Yeah, sometimes you do that. 2 hours, 58 minutes chip time at the Phoenix Marathon. Congratulations, Colin. We were big fans. Basically ran a perfect race. I don't know if you saw his split.
Yeah, 17-second positive. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. 17-second positive is perfect.
And I was texting him last night or 2 nights ago, and I was telling him how, like, he's like, I finally got it. Like, I finally got it. I was like, yeah, congrats. Don't worry about the positive. And then I said, like, it looked like you may have struggled there, kilometers like 31, 32, 33, 34. And he said, yeah, people were passing me. And then I just put the gas on at the end, and he passed everyone at the end. The last 3 kilometers were really fast. So great day. Very proud of you, Colin. Very happy. I told him next race we'll run together, assuming I can do another sub 3. Anyone else you want to shout out to, Dwayne, or anything you want to give cause to that's deep to your heart or anything?
No, I just want to say thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Rob, for having me on. And I look forward to seeing you in a week and a bit in Tokyo.
And then every 2 months, the rest of the year.
We're the ones who thank you, Dwayne. It's been a pleasure. And also, like, you've been an inspiration. So, yeah.
No, it's been a pleasure to follow you guys in your journey, too. It's been amazing.
The guy that helped us get across our first finish lines for our Ironman, each of us, we are forever grateful, and grateful that you came on the show. Remember, guys, you could do it like any of us, more miles, less pace, or you can do it like Dwayne and just more miles, more pace, more majors, more marathons, more races.
Race every week if you can.
Race every week if you can. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this episode with anyone you think needs a bit of motivation. And thanks for tuning in, guys. We will see you in the next episode.